name is Velma Gladney, and I've been telling stories for the last 20 years. Worked with the Chicago Board of Education, and after leaving the board, I started telling stories all around the country. Anansi and the turtle. Anansi is that old greedy spider from Ghana, Africa. Never liked to work. Liked to be greedy. But one day Anansi had cooked some good food. He had cooked some cornbread, greens, sweet potatoes, fried chicken. And he was just getting ready to sit down and eat when he heard a knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. He went to the door. He said, "Who's there?" Turtle said, "It's me. It's me." Anansi opened the door. "Come in." Turtle stated that he'd been traveling all day and he was very hungry and he needed something to eat. So he went and he sat to the table with Anansi and he began to reach for a piece of that cornbread. And Anansi said, "Oh, no, 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 you never come to the table with dirty hands. Get up from the table and go down to the river and wash your hands." Poor little turtle got up and he went on down to the river, washed his hands. He started back. And as you know, a turtle travels very slowly. So he came on back down the road and he got back to the house and he sat to the table, and once again he reached to get some food, and Anansi said, "Oh, no, 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 no. Your hands are still dirty. Get up." And in the meantime, Anansi was eating as fast as he could. Poor little turtle went back down to the river. He washed his hands and he washed his feet for good measure. And he started back. And when he got back, he went in and he sat to Anansi's table, and there was not one crumb left. Anansi had eaten all of that food up. Nothing left. Poor turtle had to go to bed hungry. He slept all night. And the next day he said, "Thank you so much, Anansi, for your hospitality. I will be on my way. But if ever you in my part of the country, come by and spend the day with me." Time passed and Anansi kept thinking about that invitation that he had. And he thought one day, he jumped up and he decided he would travel to Turtle's house. He traveled all day across the hot fields. And finally he got to Turtle's house, and Turtle was sitting on the outside of the house, sitting down in his chair relaxing. Anansi said, "I came to visit you and I'm very hungry." Turtle said, "Just hold on. Take a seat." Turtle got up and he went down to the bottom of the river and he began to prepare one of the best meals he had ever prepared. He fixed that food, he set it on the table, and he came up to the top and he said to Turtle, "Dinner is ready." Turtle got up. He proceeded to go down to the bottom of the river with Anansi. But Anansi couldn't stay down. Every time he got down there, he would flop back up to the top. He would come back up to the top. Bright idea came to him. "I know what I can do." He put his jacket on and he put rocks in his pocket, and that helped him to stay down at the table. He sat there and it was all kinds of good food: eels, crabs, shrimp, whatever you could name. Turtle had fixed it for dinner. Just as Anansi went to reach for the food, Turtle said, "Oh, no, no, no. In this part of the country, you never come to the table with your jacket on. Take your jacket off." Anansi took that jacket off and back to the top he went. And he just couldn't stay down. He went back up to the top. And all he could do was look down and see all of that food. So whenever you try to outsmart somebody, you just might get outsmarted. Thank you. My name is Velma Gladney, Anansi and the turtle.